my name is Susan Lilly and I'm with WVU Extension Service with the Family Nutrition Program. And I would like to share a recipe with you today that would be great any time of year, but now it's a really good time because a lot of these vegetables are in season during the summertime. And it is called roasted vegetables. Now this recipe is pretty neat because you have two different groups of vegetables you can choose from. You can choose vegetables that cook very quickly, like squash and zucchini, asparagus and tomatoes. And then in our other group, we have sweet potatoes, carrots, Brussels sprouts that you could do that. And you could do it with any vegetable, but these are the suggestions that were given on the recipe. The first ones, the squash, the zucchini, and vegetables like that, they need to roast for about 15 minutes. With the Brussels sprouts and the sweet potatoes and the carrots, they're going to roast for about 20 minutes. Now the first thing you're going to want to do with all of these vegetables, whichever ones you use, is you're going to wash these vegetables very well. I washed my vegetables and I chose to do more of the 15-minute vegetables to have this go very quickly. So what we have is I have taken my zucchini and my squash and my asparagus, and I've cut them in about 1-inch pieces. And then my cherry tomatoes I have cut in half. Now what we're going to be doing is you want to collect everything you're going to need before you get started, which I've already remembered. I forgot a spoon that I'm going to need to stir all this together. So let me just grab a spoon right quick. Got my spoon. Okay. So what we're going to do is I've already preheated my oven to 425 degrees. So my oven's ready to go. So I've cut up all of my vegetables, ready to go. One little tip I would like to show you about the asparagus is it's set to cut off the ends. And another thing that you can do besides just cutting off the ends, if you just naturally let them break where they want to, and then use the part with the little topper on it, that's another good way to do it also, because it's naturally going to break, and this part's usually a lot coarser and not going to be as tender to eat. So that's another little trick I wanted to show you there. So if I were doing both types of vegetables at the same time, I would want 2 baking pans. One for my 15-minute vegetables and one for my 30-minute vegetables, to put them in the I would want to time them so they would all be done at the same time, but that's how you would do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my asparagus, I'm going to pour it in my bowl. I'm going to put in my zucchini. I'm just going to, this will be a lot easier. A little cutting board. I'm going to pour in my tomato halves. Now, the recipe calls for a tablespoon of oil, and I'm using olive oil, or canola oil, I apologize. I'm using a tablespoon per 2 cups of vegetables. So I have measured that out, and I'm going to drizzle that over. I'm going to coat my vegetables really well. And then I'm going to stir that up. And this is just a really fresh, easy recipe. It would go with pretty much anything. It would go with chicken, it would go with salmon, or you can just eat this by itself. Either way, this could be a meal. Alright, so I've done that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange these on my baking sheet. Pull it out, a baking sheet. And I used a piece of parchment too. I really like parchment. It makes cleanup and everything just go easier. Alright, so I'm going to spread these out pretty even because I want them to roast evenly. That's again why you would cut them in about 1-inch pieces so they'd all cook about the same time. Alright, and then I'm going to take about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper, and I'm going to sprinkle it over my vegetables. So I'm going to put that there. Alright, so salt and pepper on my vegetables, and then I'm going to stir them up to make sure it got mixed in really well. Make sure it coats all my vegetables. I'm going to flavor all of them. Okay, spreading them out. Okay, and then I'm going to put them in the oven, and they are going to roast for about 15 minutes. All right, let's see how tender our vegetables are. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be yummy. All right, well, I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thanks for watching.